and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's the 7th of June. Like, how did we get to the 7th? I kind of can believe it's the 7th and I can't, all at the same time. Sometimes the way your mind works with dates is just very weird. Anyway, let's have a look at what is the next section of the painting we'll be doing today. We are on, number 29. So we're going right down to the bottom. Oh, we have another connector. It's very weird how this works it out. Sometimes they're all connected, sometimes they're not. But let's take off number 29 and then let's use these sheets. Oh, I seem to have caught a bit of sheet on my cover paper, probably from when I was faffing about cutting so many different pieces when I set this up. But I'm going to move these over so that we are going down in a straight line, and at least then, yes, I kind of feel as though it's a little bit neater going down in lines. So we have what looks like it's more the hills coming up now. We are going to be having a little bit of the glow in the dark as well as a mixture of AB. I actually remembered to bring my clips in. Not that we need those today. Today's pen was a gift from a subscriber called Lisa. She gave me this pen a while ago. How long ago was it? 2019. So nearly 2 years ago I was gifted this pen, and yes, we're going to use it today for this section. Now I think what I'm going to do is I think I might start from the top and work my way down on this one. It does mean I'm sort of starting with a block, but then I will end up doing some of the line hills before I come down further down to the bottom. But a lot of 799 is in this painting. This is the O that I'm currently doing. Now, seeing as we have quite a lot of connecting pieces, I do always wonder if it's going to be completely different when we get to this side of the painting. But we seem to be doing a lot of this side. But that is something that makes the decision maker app just a little bit different each time. Is sometimes I will have it where it makes me dart all over the painting in different places, and other times it's like I'm doing little blocks. I mean, this is a painting that most areas have got a little bit of confetti and a little bit of blockiness. It's that type of painting, whereas there are others that have, you know, a really, really blocky background. I know there is somebody that seems to be doing a lot of 3865. I have noticed on the Facebook group, they are the sections that she keeps getting every other day. She gets colour one day and she gets 3865 the next. But sometimes that, as I say, it is a nice way to break up the painting. And hopefully, if the app keeps deciding that she needs to do blocks of white, when the painting gets near the end, it'll have no choice but to give her all the colour. Often, if I'm choosing how to do a painting that has a lot of whites, quite often I actually choose to do the white first and then finish up with the colour. Sometimes I do it in sections of the painting. So I'll do all the white in one strip and then do the colour in that strip before I move on to the next one. But I have been known to do all of a background before doing the main feature of a painting as well. So I like to change it up each and every time I do a painting. It just makes it a little bit different, even if it is sort of the same process. That diamond is not in the right place. Get over. I'm not always able to put them on straight. So let me get to the end of these O's and then I will zoom you guys in and we'll start on the questions. I do hope that you are all enjoying the June Whip and Waffle. Whether you're taking part or not, I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying actually diamond painting each day, even if sometimes I don't necessarily really have the time, but it's nice to sort of have to or need to do it. I find it's nice and therapeutic. It's getting me to do some diamond painting each day. And to be honest, as long as I film the video the day before or the night before, so that I don't have to panic about when I can get it finished to get it uploaded like I did on the first day. And I actually left it on Friday night and did Saturdays on Saturday morning. It's not quite the same. If I make sure that I do it the night before, I do enjoy the process a lot more. I don't feel as though I'm having to watch the clock, watch the time, and I can then do the editing and preparing of the video over the course of the rest of the evening or the next day. I have choices then. Choices are always good. So that is all the O done. Now if I actually go to the next colour that's sort of ready to be done is that E, and that is actually a huge block here and here as well. Do I do it? Yes, I'm going to do it. I was thinking of doing all these gappy bits first. Let me zoom you in so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Move my easel back so that we can see it all. But the next sort of colours, if I'm following down from the block, is E. But that would in turn mean that I'm doing all of this and all of this. So at one point I was thinking, do I do all the middle bits? But no, I think I'll do the E's and then I'll do all these middle bits, all these little bits before I finish up with these blocks. So questions, let me move these over. Now my laptop won't be in shot. I'm going to move it to the side. It might be a little bit easier for me to see. Let me get my E's. What is, every time I'm looking for E, I can't see it for looking. And I don't know why, because it's definitely there. I've had it before. Where's it gone? It's there. Okay, I found them. I don't know why I always struggle with finding that lowercase e every time I do it. And it probably won't get any better until the last couple of sections of the painting, and I'll probably find them really quick. But because I'm talking while diamond painting, I don't tend to concentrate as much, or I don't seem to pick up as much where the diamonds are in the tub, the same way I do when I'm just sat on the couch doing it. I seem to pick that up a little bit more. Okay, so Doreen says she's probably in the minority, but she's not a great fan of ABs. She doesn't mind them scattered throughout, but not in big blocks. I completely get that. I don't know whether you would be in the minority. I think a lot with me depends on the colour. So the 820s that I had put in this painting as ABs, I wasn't keen on. I don't know whether it was the dark colour and the fact that the AB can make it quite a bit different to the original or not, or whether it was because it was such a big block. But I wasn't keen on it, which is why I've chosen not to do 820 in this painting. I think if it had been a section of the tree, I might have been okay with that. But it doesn't work as a section of the tree either. It's too dark for that. So I'm going to keep hold of those. They may work nice in maybe a cosmic type scene that has a little scattering. of 820 mixed in with maybe some 939 in a you know, sort of galaxy type painting. Maybe it would work in that, but I'm not keen on the 820 either. However, I do love it when it's these lighter colours like we've got just at the top of the painting. I'm okay with those in more of a block. But yeah, I do quite often prefer a scattering. I do prefer it when they're charted in as ABs. Otherwise, I think it can be hard to figure out how an AB is going to look best. And I think it depends on the painting. It very much depends on the image, on how you can get it to work right. There are so many companies that do ABs. Fantastic. Now, a few people have also mentioned, along with this next comment, is you can add sparkle to big colour blocks by mixing them in with the regular drills in the tray. That is something I may give a go at some point. I'm not actually sure whether, with me having these lighter colours as ABs and me having some white as ABs, I'm not actually sure how much I do really need more sparkle on top of that, and I think it might have also been that made me think the 820s weren't working. But it is an idea when you don't have enough of something, especially the likes of the white ABs. I think they would be good sort of scattered in to add a little bit more sparkle. I think white ABs sometimes are the easiest ABs to use, depending on the image you've got, but white can definitely be easier. Oh, somebody did say the sparkles are so pretty. Yes, they are. Margaret was an absolute blessing sending those over. I just think it's added another little layer to this painting, as well as, you know, to the whip and chat and how, and you know, letting you guys know how you can incorporate ABs and what incorporating ABs can look like as well, compared to just leaving it as a plain painting. Oh, so Jamie says she has a square drill painting that she basically dreads working on. The colours are muted and it's a 70 by 50, and she asks if there's any tips or tricks to get it finished without burning herself out on larger paintings. My one main tip, Jamie, when it comes to both larger paintings and paintings that you're not necessarily keen on the process of doing, I'm guessing it's something that you want to finish. I'm guessing it's an image that you do like, you're just not enjoying the actual diamond painting process on it. That's my guess from what you've said. If you don't like the painting and you don't like the process, then give yourself a break and get rid, or pass it on to somebody. Don't keep doing something that you're not going to enjoy once it's finished or enjoy doing in the first place. If it is something that you will enjoy once it's done, it's just the process side of things that you don't enjoy, then if you have a deadline, work out how many days you have till your deadline. Take off 1 or 2 days just for ease, because life can happen, and section up your diamond painting with however many days you have, and do a section a day. If you don't have a time limit on it, but it is something you want to get completed, then again I would still section it up, but maybe section it up into a small enough section that you don't feel that is all you've been able to do when you get time to diamond paint. So for example, one of these sections on this painting is taking me anything between 40 minutes and an hour to do with you guys each day. If that is the only time you have to diamond paint each day is normally an hour, then don't do a section that is going to take you an hour and all you're ever going to be doing is the large painting, because that defeats the object. So split it down to, you know, half of that or a third of that, and then team up doing your large painting with a smaller painting that you enjoy. So by the time you finish the large painting, you may have finished 2 or 3 smaller paintings, and that's fine. But yeah, I would definitely break it up as much as you can, depending on if you have a deadline and how much time you get to diamond paint, and do that section and then do a section on something that you enjoy and that will be finished quicker. Because that's the thing, I love doing large paintings. I love the effect of large paintings. But I do find that if I only kit up a large painting and nothing else, then my interest in it can wane as I go along, because it's the only image I've seen, it's the only painting I've seen, and it can get a little bit, I don't want to. And that's not the idea of diamond painting. I think we need to finish them to have the satisfaction of having something finished. But a lot of us do it for the process. It's for the calming process of sticking down the diamonds and, you know, enjoying the picture come together. And it is both things combined. You know, there's only a certain amount of time that you can enjoy the process of dotting diamonds down if you never saw any progress towards an end goal at all. So get yourself at least one smaller diamond painting, either in your stash or get yourself one if you've not got one, and do it alongside your large one. And then once you finish that small one, get yourself another small one to do alongside your large one until your large one is finished. And then listen to yourself and what your thoughts on that diamond painting have been. So while you say you dread working on it, is it because the colours are muted? Or is it because of the quality of the diamonds? Or is it because, you know, you did say you'd do it for somebody or for something else, and it's taken the enjoyment out of it for you because you have a deadline? What is it that you're not? Is it all those things? None of those things? What part of that diamond painting do you not like? If it's purely the muted colours, then bear that in mind whenever you buy any future paintings. Because some images can be absolutely gorgeous and stunning, but if you don't have a specific place in mind where the painting is going to go, i.e. on a wall in a certain room, it doesn't matter how nice the image at the end is. If you're not enjoying placing all those muted diamonds, then all you're doing is ending up with a picture that you go, yeah, I like that, and then you put it in a folio or put it under your couch, and you're not getting anything from it. If you really enjoyed the picture but didn't like the process of doing it, but then put it up in your hall or in your bedroom and it looked absolutely perfect, then you would get your enjoyment. You'd just get it after you finish the painting rather than while you're doing the painting. So that's why I say to ask yourself what it is that you do or don't like about it, to make sure that you just avoid that in the future. It took me a while to realise that it's actually the colourful diamonds that I like to work on, and I like it when we have different shades of, for example, blues like this. I don't mind working on multiple blues,
because it's a colour I really like, so having different shades of it throughout a painting, even if I'm doing lots of different shades, I still love. And that can make a difference as to what diamond paintings I pick up. And I'm really struggling with picking up these ABs today. Obviously this pen and wax does not like it, but I do only have a couple of these white ones to place. The rest are going to be glow in the dark. I am still going to place it on those two at the bottom there because they're not in this block. So I'm going to leave the block as glow in the dark. That will be a shape when the lights are turned off, and then the rest I'm going to go for AB. So I hope that helps you, Jamie, both now and for future paintings that you do pick up. What do we need now? Okay, so I'm back up here and I'm going to do some of all of these darker colours that make up the lines that are in this, that determine the hills and things. Hills or the tree branches, etc. in this painting. I'm just trying to find all the Y's. This is the one that I missed the other day. This will forever be the symbol that I will remember I missed a complete square. And I think the ABs, the white ABs that I've just used, have left a bit of a coating on my wax. So I'm just going to fill that up a little bit more, just to make sure that I can still pick diamonds up. Oh, so Nancy also says that she likes to mix her regular diamonds with her ABs. I think that's something that I might look at doing on maybe a future painting that maybe I'll try it with white first and see if I like it, and mix maybe some rounds, because I have more round ABs in white, and I'll mix some of them together with some normal white, maybe when I'm doing a big background, and see what that extra little bit of sparkle looks like. Because if I am doing a big block of colour, quite often I've just found an E I've missed. In fact, I found a few. I will tip out quite a lot into my tray, and when I do that, I do tend to work in rows that are in my tray, so it'll be quite easy to just let where the diamonds fall determine what diamond is next. And if it tells me that a couple of AB go together, then a couple go together. So who's next? Dolphin the Witch, with a picture of, I think it's a dolphin, it might be a shark, in a screensaver. That's awesome. Have you been to Windsor or to the castle? No, I actually haven't. There are many places that are in the UK that might end up being some mini holiday destinations, especially now that the children are all older. So we're now at the point where each individual child can be left at home on their own if we needed to. Whereas there was a time we would have to make sure one of the older ones was available for some of the younger ones if we ever went away. It might be nice for me and hubby to maybe try and visit a few more UK places, disappear for a weekend or midweek breaks and have a bit of away time and enjoy. But no, at the moment, no, I haven't been to Windsor or to the castle. I've heard it's amazing though. I love it when my memory card saves on me. I keep forgetting how long it's been. I don't quite realise how long I'm diamond painting for, and then it saves on me and I'm like, oh, I've really been speaking for that long. The cat lady. So she said she's also not a fan of lots of ABs together. But if I did replace them all, it might look nice. Yeah, I do think if I had have carried on all the way across the top of the painting and done it all in ABs, it would have looked okay. I think because I had actually already done some that weren't in AB and saw how it made sort of the background of the picture stand out by being so dark, I think that's what stopped me carrying on with the ABs. And it would have been a lot easier to remove those, to remove the 820s that I'd done and switch them for ABs than the other way around. But I am happier now that they do have that dark colour. I think the AB coating on them just made them a bit too prominent and a bit too bright. It just wasn't quite cutting it for me. I do like sparkle, but not that much sparkle. And I do feel that it defines now these other areas that have ABs on them. They stand out a little bit more than they potentially would have done if they'd have been flanked by those darker ones all the way around as well. So yeah, I'm happy with my choice. I would be very interested to see if anybody else has done or is doing this painting with alternative, with different ABs, and what it turned out like. I do know I have a mystery painting, a very small mystery painting from Row Diamonds that is completely ABs. It's not been picked by my Decision Maker app for me to do yet, but I do have that. It will be interesting to see how a painting that is all ABs turns out like. I don't know if it'll be my favourite, but it will definitely be interesting to see. Oh, excuse me. Carol says, oh, she loves how to see how to do things as a beginner. Hello and welcome to the craft. She's only doing rounds for now, which I understand. How did you go from one to the other, and was it hard to do? For going from one to the other, I just jumped in. I ordered a very big square from Home Fun, I think it was. It was a New York scene of Times Square. It was very big, and I just heard that there was rounds and I ordered it. I am very much one of those people that I will jump in with both feet and give it my best ever go. I think there is a little bit depending on your personality as to whether squares can work for you and how enjoyable they are. So if you are, I mean, I'm trying to say this in a way that's not negative against anybody that's not this way inclined. I'm only going based on my own experience and on the experience of some people I personally know with different personalities and who enjoys the squares and who doesn't. So there are people that enjoy, you know, a craft and they want to just get it done. You know, they're just, yeah, okay, let's get this done, boom, sorted, love it, move on to the next one. And then there are others that want it to look just so. Every piece needs to be just right and just neat and all that. And I think they get on a little bit better with squares than those that would rather, you know, get stuck in, get it done, move on to the next, and that's what they enjoy about the process. I think that's probably the best way to explain it. So if it's, you know, a more detail orientated person that, you know, pays more attention to the smaller details will possibly enjoy Square Wrong. square more. There are exceptions to the rule, completely. There are. But that's sort of what I've noticed from the people that I personally know. Those that, you know, are more happy to do intricate, delicate little things as part of a craft are happier to do squares and quite enjoy doing squares, compared to somebody that's not as interested in the delicate side of the craft, but, you know, still wants an amazing finished piece at the end of it. But yeah, just get a small one, jump in, give it a go. A lot of it with squares is just about lining them up, and that's why I think the more detailed person will take that extra few seconds of time just to make sure they're lined up perfect so they're happy with them, whereas somebody that's not as detailed orientated won't want to do that, and then they find squares harder because they don't look right when they're finished. Squares are not as forgiving as rounds, but I am more of a detail orientated person, and sometimes I will spend far too long on one particular thing just to make sure that it is just right and just so. So there's pluses and minuses to both types of personality, that is a definite. Somebody else saying to mix the ABs with regulars. Somebody else has said they're new to diamond painting and they've yet to do their first canvas. Exciting times. Jump in and give your first canvas a go. Why are they called drills and ABs? So I keep referring to them as drills and ABs, but ABs are also drills. So basically the diamonds that we put onto the canvas, both the ones that are coated and shiny like the AB ones, and these plain ones that I'm currently working on, they're all the diamonds and they tend to be called drills. I don't know particularly why, because we don't drill it down onto the canvas, but we do stick it down onto the canvas. But they have adapted the name of drills. Drills, diamonds, occasionally I call them beads, even though they are definitely not beads. They do not have holes in, and they're not completely round like beads are. And then ABs are the ones that are coated in like an iridescent shine. It stands for Aurora Borealis. Is it Aurora? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. That's what it stands for, and it has an extra coating over the top that just gives it that extra little bit of sheen and sparkle, with all the different colour hues mixed in with it. But yeah, they are drills as well. I just refer to them as ABs because it's a shorter. It's 2 letters. She also asked who invented diamond painting. I have no idea who invented diamond painting. That is something that I don't know whether we would ever actually know. It's not something that I've heard of as being a big thing. There's been other things about that are similar. A lot of people, or a lot of companies, call it cross stitch on the likes of customs, though it is and it isn't. In effect, you are putting a diamond in the place of a cross that you would do on a cross stitch. But who actually sort of took the cross stitch thread and moved it over, I don't know. I know there is a company, or at least definitely a company in the UK, that has been doing a mosaic type craft. It's a little bit bigger than this, but it's more of a mosaic type craft based off a picture. That's been around for a bit, but who actually decided to turn it into these little diamonds that you stick down. I don't know, I'm afraid. It'd be quite interesting to find out though. Maybe I'll have to have a Google later. So Karen has asked, she's curious to know my thoughts on licensed artwork. There seems to be a wide variety of opinions across creators. Some will only do licensed artwork and others just get what they can afford. This is one of those areas that I don't tend to get into in full detail in regards to the fact that there are many that have extremely strong opinions on this, which they are fully entitled to. But I don't want to get into any sort of debate in relation to that. I'm definitely pro licensed artwork. I do believe that artwork that somebody has done, they should get, you know, the payment for, wherever possible. I do also believe that there are, you know, a certain amount of some artwork out there that you actually can't find who the artist is if you want to. And there are many images that are classed as license free that people are happy for people to use. I do check all of the paintings that I tend to get in. I do check whether they are, you know, whether they are owned by somebody, and whether they are free artwork that can be used for the likes of diamond painting. I do try to check all of that. I do realise that there are some companies and some cultures, it's probably more the culture, where, you know, licensed artwork isn't as big a thing to them. Like it's just the way their culture works. It's not seen as a big thing. And I think, you know, people are taking steps and companies are taking steps to try and take into account the fact that it is something they do need to be paying attention to. But yeah, I don't believe in just buying licensed artwork and nothing else. And there are some that do, and I say that is their choice. I'm not against their choice at all. But I do believe there are enough images out there that are free to use. Nobody's doing anything wrong by using them. And you don't need to pay the price for the artwork to be licensed, because more often than not, the only companies that tend to pay for the licensing are the companies that have, you know, the different quality and the higher price band for items. And I'm not just talking about one company here, there are quite a few. You know, and they are higher priced, yes, partly based on quality and partly based on whether the image that you buy from them is from an artist or not. They still need to make their costs back for paying the artists. And I do believe that some companies that offer the lower priced items, and in turn may well be lower quality, I'm not disputing that, but I do believe there are many that have artwork that they are perfectly entitled to use, and people should have the choice of both. Not everybody can afford the higher prices, and I think this, you know, this craft should be available to as many people as possible. Anybody should be able to do it, no matter what their budget may be. But yeah, I do always try to make sure that anything that I've got, I have checked that it is allowed to be used, whether that be through licensing or whether it be through it being a free image. I do my best. Though sometimes it is extremely hard to find an artist for a picture. it is really hard to find out if it is something that a company is entitled to use, because you know the images are put up on the internet by the artists without any watermarks and without necessarily good, you know, search reviews and stuff on Google, for example, that actually find it extremely hard to confirm who designed the image in the first place. So it's hard for many, but I'll always do my best. I'm not going to purposefully do a picture and definitely not show it, you know, nothing to show on YouTube if there isn't some form of allowance for them to use it. I hope that makes sense. And I don't want to go into it, say, in full depth. I'm not after having a debate with somebody on what's right or what's wrong. That's just my view, that I will do my best not to, as much as is to my ability, to confirm that an artist has got their credit for their work or their payment for their work. But I do believe that, you know, people should be able to shop in places that are lower in price, especially if that's what their budget allows. And I will continue to support licensed products where possible and mix them all in together, because I like working on both types. I like working on the cheaper paintings as well as the posher paintings. I think working on the cheaper ones helps me appreciate some of the more expensive ones as well a little bit more, because I can see that little bit of quality difference. But yeah, anyway, on that note, I've finished the section. So that is section 29 done, and we can see here where it's got the tree and then it goes down into sort of the hills and stuff. I've got a little bit of AB and a little bit of glow in the dark in there, and there is the 820s that I did change back into the darker colour, just in case anybody missed that in a previous video. But I do still have glow in the dark in the clouds, so we do still have some difference on it. But hopefully you'll join me tomorrow when we see what section may be next. Maybe it'll take us over here we've not been before, or maybe we're just gonna keep working around here like we seem to be doing so far. But hey, we have 30 days and we will get them all done. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.